Growing up, we as students were constantly assured that schools were a place where we could feel safe, that nothing bad could happen to us. However, over the years, an abundance of incidents have made this assurance less and less reliable and less comforting. When I was in middle school, I was bullied by a group of girls I thought were my friends, so I know firsthand what it is like to be afraid to go to school. Schools, all the way from elementary to college level, can no longer be considered safe. And to help you better understand my point, I will first describe to you my criteria of what makes a school safe, and then I will tell you why schools today do not live up to these criteria. So what makes a safe school? A safe school environment is a place where students can feel that no harm will come to them psychologically. It is also a place where they can feel that no physical harm will come to them. A safe school environment is a place where students will not experience actual psychological harm, as well as a place where they will not actually experience physical harm. Which leads me to my next point. Now that I have described what makes a safe school, why I contend that schools today are failing miserably at living up to these criteria. First of all, students do not feel psychologically safe. In the April 2011 Journal of School Nursing conducted a survey of 243 fifth graders asking them if they have ever felt unsafe at school. 23.8% of the participants answered yes. And out of those 57 students, 1/3 of them reported feeling stressed because of it, and more than 1/2 of them felt that they were at great risk. The November 3rd, 2011 issue of Tulsa World OK described a study by Tulsa Public City School officials where they found that more than 20% of their students felt unsafe. When the students were asked why, they responded by saying bullying, teasing, and other threats were major factors. Secondly, students do not feel that they are physically safe. The February 29, 2012 issue of The Plain Dealer reminded us of the Columbine shooting that happened on April 20th, 1999, where 13 students were killed and 20 were severely injured. The principal, Frank DeAngelis, was interviewed where he said that after the incidents, students came up to him claiming, and I quote, "Mr. D, this doesn't feel like a school. It feels like a fortress." This is significant evidence that students no longer felt safe at school. In the same article, my third point is that students experience physical as well as psychological harm. In the same Plain Dealer article, the Chardon High School shooting, which happened on February 27th of this year, was reported, where T.J. Lane, the student who did the shooting, brought a .22 caliber handgun to school, killing and shooting 3 fellow students. There was no known motive for T.J.'s actions. However, authorities are blaming bullying, which indicates a vicious cycle. If a bunch of students bully another student, then that student takes out his anger on everybody else and bullies them, which creates a whole unsafe school environment. And to prove my point, the Alfred University conducted a study that I found on their website, which I accessed on March 7th, where students were asked to rate possible reasons why school shootings occur on a 1 to 5 scale, 1 being strongly disagree and 5 being strongly agree. Out of that, 87% agreed that students were doing it to get back at those who have hurt them as a revenge mechanism. Also, 86% said that students who did the shootings were bullied. Looking at the bigger picture, the National School Security website, which I accessed on March 10th, reported the total number of deaths of students from school-related incidents. School-related being anything on school property, anything to or from a school function event, anything from students attending a school-sponsored event, or anything resulting from a school-related conflict regardless of its location. The source reported that between 1999 and 2010, a total of 284 students were killed, 130 of them from stabbing, 130 of them from shooting, and 41 from stabbing. I have described to you over the past few minutes my criteria for a safe school and explained why today's schools do not live up to these criteria. Students are fearful of their psychological as well as their physical safety, and they also are experiencing psychological and physical harm. Schools used to be safe havens for students, but when abuse doesn't leave itself at the door, they can be just as dangerous as the outside world. Uncertainty about what will happen to students makes them fearful of their safety, resulting in their physical, mental, and emotional suffering.